Imagining Senator Patrick sitting in my chair, Senator Carona, he would say to you, would a committed conservative have a fundraiser at his house for Senator Royce West, Democrat of Dallas?
Well, he wouldn't. Senator Patrick wouldn't do that. There's no question about it.
But would a conservative have a fundraiser for a Democrat with a Republican opponent at his house?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And here's why. There are many people on the other side of the aisle, my Democrat friends, probably your Democrat friends as well.
I have no friends, Senator.
You have no friends. All right. Well, you indeed are a member of the media. But we have good people from both parties that are doing good work in Austin. I have supported a limited number of Democrats, not just this year, but in prior years.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, that I think have done excellent public service. And I'll also point out I have not engaged in the support of a Democrat in any race where I thought there was a Republican who had any reasonable chance whatsoever of winning.
So the pastor who is running against, the African-American pastor, who is running against Senator West in the general election, who is a favorite of many of the scorecard producers you referred to whom you have given nothing, but you have hosted a fundraiser for Senator West. You're prepared to say that that guy's got no chance at all in this race?
He has absolutely no statistical chance of winning. I'll tell you why. I served on the redistricting committee. I know the Senator West district is a protected minority district. It was drawn purposely to elect a minority representative, and beyond that, it was chosen from a pool of voters who have an overwhelming history of voting Democrat. So as fine a man as Bishop Lawson, John Lawson, may be, he will not and cannot win that race unless Senator West is deceased on election day.
When's the fundraiser at your house for Kirk Watson? When's the fundraiser at your house for Jose Rodriguez?
Well, let me tell you.
Shall I go on?
No, let me tell you, my home is open to any member of the Texas Senate, Republican or Democrat, at any time. And the day when political parties or mean-spirited individuals can step up and tell me or my wife who we can or can't have in our home is a day when I've probably served too long. We open our house to everybody. Any member of the Senate is always welcome, overwhelmingly.
How about Patrick? When's your fundraiser for Patrick?
Well, he hasn't called lately, or nor has he emailed.
But if he called, so you're saying right now that if Dan Patrick asked you to have a fundraiser at your house for him, you and your wife would do it?
If it was for re-election to his Senate seat, we would do it.
Because
I think you apply the same rules to everybody. Now, let me tell you, if you look at our record of giving in the Carona family, we've given substantial six figures to overwhelmingly to Republican candidates. And you'd expect that. I'm a Republican. I make no apologies. I am a committed Republican. I'll die a committed Republican. But there are from time to time a limited number of Democrats that we think have done a great job and that we're proud to support, including some of my Senate colleagues, and I don't apologize for that.
So Senator Zaffirini, let me ask you about a specific case. A lot has been made over the last few weeks of the fact that you have given over time something like, if I've seen the FEC or the Ethics Commission filings correctly, about $30,000 over time to Senator Zaffirini. You want to defend that to Republicans who may be listening who think, why are you helping Democrat of Laredo who is under our skin on a number of issues, including higher ed?
Yeah, I would be glad to defend it. Senator Zaffirini, number one, is one of the most capable, talented members of the Texas Senate. Anybody who looks at her record objectively, I think, would reach that same conclusion. Number two, she's in a district that, in my view, simply cannot elect a Republican. Number three, she has worked, particularly in her role in favor of higher education, in support of a whole host of initiatives that have benefited North Texas. So I've been asked a few years back and again recently by a bipartisan group of citizens in Dallas, Republican and Democrat alike, would I host in my home an event for her to recognize what she has done for higher education as it pertains to North Texas. And the immediate and overwhelming answer I give is, of course I would. I mean, when you are so blindly partisan that you cannot recognize and will not recognize that good ideas and good service can in fact come from both parties, then I think you do the state a real disservice. Listen, I'm proud to overwhelmingly support Republican candidates because I believe in Republican ideals. But at the same time, when there is a Democrat out there who's done good work and has been helpful, Senator West is an example of someone who's worked very well with me for North Texas interest, as has Senator Zaffirini, then why in the world wouldn't I say thank you? And I would say to those few people who don't understand that there's a big difference between being a candidate for public office and then being elected to serve. And I can most effectively serve the community, and I can do the greatest good for my constituents by having a good relationship with my Democrat colleagues. And for that, I don't offer any apology. I think that's the way it ought to be.